Hello, my dear student friends. Let's go to the second assignment now. So today we are looking at the next chapters of the second assignment, and in that part, let us discuss regarding the few questions of your assignment, and later on, you can continue with the rest of the questions. So till then, watch the video carefully, look at all the questions neatly, and let's go for the question part now. Thank you. Hello everyone. Let's look at the second assignment questions now. Now first let us look at the topics that we are going to discuss in the second assignment. So the topics which we are going to discuss here are: first one is anatomy of the flowering plants, second structural organization in animals, third cell the unit of life, fourth biomolecules, then cell cycle and cell division, finally chemical coordination and integration. So we are looking across the questions of all these topics. Now anatomy of the flowering plant, as we know, in the introductory part we have the internal structures of root, stem, leaf. So then after this we have certain meristematic tissues also, where we are going to discuss it in the detailed part. Then after that, in the anatomical part, you have studied about the primary meristem, secondary meristems. Okay, so these parts are there. Along with that, even the various anatomical structures, and regarding the growth, secondary growth also, including the cambium. Then structural organization in the animals. Initially we have already studied regarding the tissues, various different types of tissues, like the epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscular tissue, neural tissue. Then after that we have discussed regarding the type study animals, and majorly in the NEET only cockroach part is there, then earthworm, along with that frog is eliminated in the NEET part. Okay, then cell the unit of life. In the cell part already you have studied regarding the prokaryotic cell as well as the eukaryotic cell. Prokaryotic cell is mainly represented by the bacterial cell, and rest of the kingdoms it comes under the eukaryotes. So rest of the kingdoms apart from kingdom Monera, the four kingdoms that you have studied in the previous assignment part, it is concerned with the eukaryotic organisms. Okay, there difference between prokaryotic as well as eukaryotic cells are there. Then in the eukaryotic cell, difference between plant cell as well as the animal cells, as we have in the animal cells what is present, and what is present in the plant cell. Especially chloroplasts are present in the plant cell, while in case of the animal cell it is absent. Then centrioles are present in the animal cell while it is absent in the plant cell. Vacuole is present in the plant cell, right? So this is regarding some few peculiarities. Then you have studied about various endomembrane systems also, like the endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi complex, then vacuole as well as lysosomes. Then apart from that, you have studied regarding the mitochondria also, major part, chloroplast. Then apart from this chloroplast, you have studied about the cilia, flagella, microbodies, cytoskeleton, nucleus. Okay. Then biomolecules. In this biomolecules, you have studied regarding the various concepts of what? Various concepts of carbohydrates, proteins, lipids, nucleic acids as well as enzymes. Then in the chemical coordination and integration, it is related to the hormone part, endocrine system, like the pituitary gland, thyroid gland, thymus gland, pancreas, adrenal gland, testis, ovaries. Okay. So with these, let's move on to the questions, and let's look at the question number 2 with a diagrammatic presentation here. So second one, the given diagram of the phloem tissue. So this is a diagram of a phloem, as you have the diagram of xylem also, phloem also. This is your NCERT diagram, where you need to identify the labelings here, A, B and C. Look at the diagram there. A represents what? A represents the sieve pores, okay, where we can easily see it. There are pore like structures, that's what is a sieve pore. Then what is B? B is actually the phloem parenchyma, which is meant for storage of the food. Then what is the C? C represents companion cell. So this companion cell is present along with the sieve tubes, where it helps in transport of the food from leaves to the roots, okay, and vice versa also. So the correct answer for this is option D. Next one, 10th, plant length is increased by apical meristem, lateral, dermatogen, periblenum. Now as we know, the apical meristem, in the plants we have root apical meristem as well as a shoot apical meristem. Apical meristem is present at the tip. So why it has got its name as apical? Because apical, the meaning of apical is tip, it is present at the tip of the plant, especially root tip as well as a shoot tip or stem tip, which consist of meristematic cells. Meristematic cells are group of cells which are actively involved in mitotic division that helps in growth of the plants. So certainly plant length has to be increased by apical meristem only. Then as we know, lateral meristem, it helps in increasing the girth, that means the diameter of the stem is increased by the lateral meristem, which is the characteristics of dicot plants, as the stem size increases in its girth. Then if we look at the dermatogen, dermatogen is nothing but it gives rise to epidermis, which is present on the outer part of the meristems. Then periblenum, periblenum is nothing but it is the primary meristem only, which is present inside the dermatogen layer. Okay. So all these are present in the initial life of a plant. Okay, next one. The most abundant tissue in the plants are meristematic tissue. As we know, it is present only at the tip part, so its amount is less. Parenchyma tissue is present in almost all parts of the plant body. Collenchyma tissue, we call this collenchyma tissue as a living mechanical tissue, which is found in the petiole of leaf as well as in the young stem, which gives a mechanical support. Sclerenchyma is called as a dead mechanical tissue at maturity, and it is composed of two different types of cells, mainly the sclerites as well as the fibers. So most abundant tissue here, it comes to be the parenchyma tissue. Okay. Next one, question 14. The type of epithelium seen in the walls of blood vessels is, that means which type of epithelial tissue is found in the blood vessel. Especially we find the squamous epithelium in the blood vessels. Then columnar epithelium, we find it in the intestine, that helps in absorption. Ciliated epithelium, it is present in the trachea, that removes the dust particles, as well as it is also present in the fallopian tube, the female reproductive system, that helps in movement of the ovum from the lower to upper parts of the fallopian tube. Cuboidal epithelium, they are found in the tubular parts of the kidney, that helps in absorption of the substances which are filtered in the kidneys. Okay, so the correct answer is squamous epithelium. 17. The frog is, so what does the frog release is its excretory substance, so which is the nitrogenous waste that is released by the frog. As we know, the adult frog, it is present in water as well as on land. This frog releases its nitrogenous waste material in the form of urea, and hence it is a ureotelic animal. Now as we know, amnotelic refers to organisms that release ammonia, and they are specially aquatic only. Ureotelism, the animals that will release uric acid. Out of these, most toxic or highly toxic is ammonia, less toxic is urea, least toxic is uric acid, that is exhibited by the birds as well as insects. So the correct answer is option A. Next, the study of internal structure of an organism as revealed by dissection is known as. So here we are talking about the dissection of an organism, either it is a plant or animal. When we dissect this organism, then we see its gross internal structures, and this is what is known as anatomy. Okay, next question 25. The frogs have the ability to change its color to hide them from their enemies. This protective coloration is called hibernation. As we know, hibernation is a winter sleep, as estivation is a summer sleep, mimicry is imitation, fourth one is a camouflage. You can correct the spelling there. Camouflage meaning blend with the background. So the protective coloration that is exhibited by the frogs to avoid their enemies so that it can escape from the enemies is camouflage. Okay, so correct option is camouflage. Next one, 28th. If there are 120 adenine molecules in a bDNA, remember there are various different types of DNA like aDNA, bDNA, cDNA, ddNA and zDNA. So there are 5 different types of DNA, out of which bDNA, the DNAs are classified based on the total number of the nitrogen base pairs present in a turn or in a twist. bDNA is nothing but its Watson and Crick model of DNA. So this bDNA, it consists of 10 base pairs in a turn or in a twist. So if there are 120 adenine molecules in a bDNA double helical structure showing 20 coils, what is the number of pyrimidine nucleotides forming 3 hydrogen bonds in it? Okay. Now let us understand the question first. So there are 120 adenine molecules. Adenine is purine. Okay, as we know, adenine, guanine, these are purines. Pyrimidines are cytosine, thymine as well as uracil. Now, how many double helical structure, how many coils are there? There are 20 coils. Now, as we know, you can just write it down in a book also. Now, 20 coils, one coil of DNA consists of 10 base pairs. One coil of DNA consists of 10 base pairs. ಒಂದು ಡಿ ಎನ್ ಎ ಕಾಯಿಲ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ 10 ಬೇಸ್ ಪೇರ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತಾವೆ. ಹಂಗಿದ್ರೆ 20 ಕಾಯಿಲಿಂಗ್ 20 ಟರ್ನ್ ಆಗೈತೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬೇಸ್ ಪೇರ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತಾವು? ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ 10 into 20. ಆಸ್ ವಿ ನೋ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ 200 ಬೇಸ್ ಪೇರ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ದೆನ್ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಹಿಯರ್? ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗಿವನ್ ಅಡೆನಿನ್ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್. ಪಿರಿಮಿಡಿನ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದಾರೆ ಅವರು. ಸೊ ಅಡೆನಿನ್ 120 ಅದಾವಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಟೋಟಲ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಬೇಸ್ ಪೇರ್ಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಅದಾವಲ್ಲಿ? 20. ಓಕೆ, if adenine is 28, certainly thymine will be of the same amount, equal amount irtava. Then out of 200 minus 120 ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಂತು? you will get 80. So 80 will be the pyrimidine. Okay, this is according to the Chargaff's rule. As we know, adenine is equal to thymine, cytosine is equal to guanine. Okay, so correct answer is 80. Okay, 29th. The statement omnis cellulae e cellula of Rudolf Virchow. This has been given by Rudolf Virchow. Omnis cellula e cellula. That means new cells arise from pre-existing cells. Okay. So has been taken from his book. He has written a book. The name of the book is Cellular Pathology. Okay. Then B option, cellular potency. Cellular potency is nothing but it is the potential of a cell that like that of the totipotency as well as the pluripotency. Then micrographia. Micrographia ಅಂತನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು ಒಂದು ಬುಕ್ ಅದ. Now this micrographia, it has been written by Robert Hooke. As you know, he's the father of, he's a person who discovered the cell. Okay, so micrographia is a book written by Robert Hooke in the year 1665. Okay, you can note down this also, his name. Micrographia has been written by Robert Hooke. Scala Naturae, this is a book written by Carolus Linnaeus, who is regarded as father of taxonomy also, in the year 1758. So the correct answer for this is option A. Next, cell organelle common in Monera as well as Protista. So as we know, cell consists of various types of cell organelles, and it is common. Which cell organelle is common in Monera as well as Protista? Monera, it includes all the bacteria. Protista, it means it is a eukaryotic organism. So as we know, we have ribosomes are the cell organelles which are present in both prokaryotes as well as eukaryotes. But other type of cell organelles are absent in monerans, especially bacteria. Okay, so ribosomes are present in between in Monera as well as Protista. It is a common type of cell organelle. Okay. Next one, two animal cells are interconnected by. So two animal cells are interconnected by plasmodesmata cell wall, desmosomes plasma membrane. As we know, plasmodesmata are the interconnections in between plant cells. Similarly, in the animals, we have desmosomes. So cell wall, we find it in the plant, plasma membrane present in both prokaryotes as well as eukaryotes. So answer is desmosomes. Next, the infoldings in mitochondria are known as. So this is a straightforward question which you know it also. So the inner folding is thrown into in the of the mitochondria. The mitochondria has its inner folding that is thrown into ringed structure, or it is thrown into an intestine like appearance which is called as a cristae. Matrix is the fluid. Cisternae, we find it in the Golgi bodies. Thylakoids helps in photosynthesis, present in chloroplast. Next one, 39th. Polysome is formed by. What is polysome actually? Polysome is nothing but it is polyribosomes, which is found in prokaryotes, especially bacteria. That polyribosome is also called as a polysome. Now it is formed by several ribosomes attached to a single mRNA, which we find it only in the prokaryotes like bacteria. Okay, so the correct answer is option A. So you can just check out others also. Many ribosomes attached to a strand of endoplasmic reticulum, no. A ribosome with several subunits, no. Ribosomes attached to each other in a linear arrangement, no. So option A is the right one. Next, 44th, enzymes that catalyze interconversion of optical, geometrical or positional isomers are ligases. We know ligase is an enzyme that helps in joining of two compounds, as it is widely used in biotechnology, where we are using it to join the fragments of DNA. Okay, that is ligase. Lyase is that helps in catalyzation of addition or deletion, that means addition or elimination. Hydrolase is that helps in hydrolysis. Isomerase, this helps in interconversion of one compound to another compound. So the correct option is isomerase. Okay, next. Choose the correct graph showing the effect of a pH on the velocity of a typical enzymatic reaction V. So this is a graph where you find it in the enzymes chapter of biomolecules. You can look at the graph here, the right form of a graph, the correct graph showing the effect of pH on the velocity of a typical enzymatic reaction. So A constant is there, B sigmoid curve is there, C we get a hyperbola curve, D we get a linear curve. Always remember, temperature, pH or whatever the thing it might be, increased pH will increase the rate of an enzymatic reaction up to a certain limit, beyond which it will decrease. So that is why we get a hyperbola curve. So out of the 4, the correct option is C. Okay, so with the for this we can take an example. ಇಲ್ಲಿ pH ಅಂತ ಏನದ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರು ತಗೋಬಹುದು. ಇದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಕರ್ಡ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಮಿಲ್ಕ್. ಓಕೆ, ಆಸ್ ವಿ ನೋ ಮಿಲ್ಕ್ದಿಂದ ಕರ್ಡ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಆಪ್ಟಿಮಮ್ ಟೆಂಪ್ರೇಚರ್ ಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ, ವಿಚ್ ಈಸ್ ಅರೌಂಡ್ 30 to 35 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಸೆಲ್ಸಿಯಸ್. ಇದು ಆಪ್ಟಿಮಮ್ ಟೆಂಪ್ರೇಚರ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಆಪ್ಟಿಮಮ್ ಟೆಂಪ್ರೇಚರ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಎನ್ಝೈಮ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಭಾಳ ಹೈ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ನಾವು ಟೆಂಪ್ರೇಚರ್ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಎನ್ಝೈಮೆಟಿಕ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಟೆಂಪ್ರೇಚರ್ ಹೈ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎನ್ಝೈಮ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಡಿನೇಚರ್ಡ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ಆಪ್ಟಿಮಮ್ pH and temperature shows the highest catalytic activity. Okay, so according to the question, the right option is option C. Okay, next one. Next is question 54. Which of the following polysaccharides is present as a storehouse of energy in plants? Now look at this question. Which of the following polysaccharide is present as a storehouse of energy in plant? As we know, the reserve food material present in the plant is starch. Then what is glycogen? Glycogen is the reserve food material present in animals. Cellulose, we know it is present in the cell wall of the plants. Insulin is produced by beta cells of islets of Langerhans of pancreas, and in the pancreas alpha cells of islets of Langerhans, they will produce glucagon. So the correct answer is starch here. 56. Proteins with catalytic power are called, that means the substances that acts like a catalyst is enzymes. As we know, all the enzymes are called as proteins, but reverse is not true. All enzymes are proteins, but all proteins are not enzymes, because skin is a protein, it is a keratin protein, it is not an enzyme. Nail is a protein, keratin protein, it is not an enzyme. So that's why we say all the enzymes present in our body, or all the enzymes present in an organism's body are proteins, but all the proteins are not enzymes. So the proteins with catalytic power are called as enzymes. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೆಯಂಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೇಟು ಅಲ್ಲ, ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ್ದಾರ ಒಂದು ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಕೋ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಅಲಾಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ ದ enzymes. Okay, so the correct option is enzymes. Next, which of the following phase of the cell cycle is also known as the resting phase? In the cell cycle, we know the resting phase is interphase. Interphase is said to be the resting phase. Now that resting phase, interphase, it includes G1 phase, S phase, G2 phase. ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಇರ್ತಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ. G1 phase, the cell is metabolically active. S phase, it is called as a synthesis phase, where the synthesis of DNA occurs. G2 phase, it is also an active phase, where certain proteins are also produced prior to mitosis. Okay, so the correct answer for this is interphase. Next one, select the right match of the endocrine glands and their hormones among the options given below. So here it is a match the following type of question, where you need to match this. Now A, pineal gland. Now the pineal gland, it matches with what? This is connected with the endocrine glands, and as we know, pineal gland, it will produce what? Melatonin. Pineal gland is present in the brain exactly behind the forehead, and that pineal gland will produce a melatonin hormone. That melatonin hormone, it regulates the sleep wake cycle. Okay, so sleep wake cycle, it is also called as the biological clock also. Which one? Pineal gland, that will produce melatonin. increased secretion of melatonin will induce the sleep, decreased secretion will make us awake. Okay, it also influences on the menstrual cycle also, basal metabolic rate also. Okay, the next one, thyroid gland. Now this thyroid gland is responsible for the production of thyroxine hormones, which is also called as a T4 hormone, and that T4 is nothing but it is a tetraiodothyronine. So it is tetraiodothyronine hormone. Okay, so thyroid is tetraiodothyronine. The next, ovary produces which hormone? As we know, it produces estrogen and progesterone, and out of this we have an estrogen hormone here. And D, adrenal medulla. Adrenal gland is divided into two parts. Outer part is cortex, inner part is medulla. Medulla secretes emergency hormones, especially epinephrine and norepinephrine. They are also called as adrenaline or noradrenaline, also termed as emergency hormones or catecholamines. Okay, so the correct option for this is D. Okay, next one, mammalian prolactin is secreted by, as we know, prolactin, PRL hormone, is secreted by neurohypophysis of pituitary gland. As we know, pituitary gland is a small P-shaped gland which is present in a bony cavity of the head, where it is called as sella turcica. And this pituitary gland is divided into anterior adenohypophysis and posterior neurohypophysis. Okay, now here in the pituitary gland, anterior adenohypophysis, mainly it secretes 7 hormones, and those 7 hormones are, you can make the list of it. You can pause the video and write the list, or you can, while listening the video, you can write the hormones also. Anterior adenohypophysis will secrete the following hormones. The first one is GH, called as growth hormone. You can write in short also. Second is TSH, thyroid stimulating hormone. Third is ACTH, adrenocorticotrophic hormone. Fourth one is FSH, follicle stimulating hormone. Fifth one is LH, luteinizing hormone. FSH and LH, they are called as gonadotrophins because they stimulate the gonads, male gonads, testis, and female gonad, ovary. MSH, melanocyte stimulating hormone. Sixth one. Seventh one is PRL, prolactin. So mammalian prolactin is secreted by adenohypophysis. So this is the answer. So as we have made the list of 7 hormones here, let us go to the neurohypophysis. Neurohypophysis will store 2 hormones. ಇದು ನಿಮಗೆ ನೆನಪಿರಲಿ, adenohypophysis secretion ಮಾಡತೈತಿ, neurohypophysis secretion ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. It only stores the hormones. How many hormones? 2 hormones. ಯಾವವು? One is ADH, antidiuretic hormone, also called as vasopressin, and second one is oxytocin. Okay, oxytocin short ಆಗಿ OT hormone ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ADH, antidiuretic hormone. ಇವು 2 ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್ ಸ್ಟೋರೇಜ್ ಮಾಡೋದು neurohypophysis, and these are secreted by the hypothalamus. Okay, now as we know, pituitary gland is called as a master gland, and it is mainly under the control of hypothalamus, and that hypothalamus is said to be master of the master gland or the super master gland. Okay, then adrenal cortex will secrete corticoids, adrenal medulla will secrete emergency hormones. So the correct answer for this is what? Adenohypophysis. Next one, 67. Level of calcium in blood is controlled by. So the level of the calcium is mainly controlled by PTH hormones, which is also called as a parathyroid hormone. Thyroid, BMR, it mainly regulates the basal metabolic rate. Then adrenal gland, it secretes emergency hormones as well as corticoids from the cortex part. So the answer is PTH, parathyroid hormone. Okay, next one. Which of the following hormones contain iodine? That means iodine derivative hormone. As we know, it is a straightforward question. It is a thyroxine. Lack of iodine in the food leads to goiter. It's a problem of thyroid gland. Okay, testosterone, male sex hormone, adrenaline, emergency hormone, insulin. It is a hormone produced by pancreas that maintains blood glucose level. Next one, 71. Which of the following hormone is associated with the production of androgen? Androgen is nothing but it is a male sex hormone, especially testosterone. Now this testosterone is produced by Leydig cells, and those Leydig cells are mainly stimulated by LH hormone, luteinizing hormone. LH hormone in the males is also called as a interstitial cell stimulating hormone, ICSH. LH is also called as ICSH in males, interstitial cell stimulating hormone. So ACTH is adrenocorticotropic hormone, TSH as you know thyroid stimulating hormone, ADH antidiuretic hormone, which is also known as vasopressin. It acts in the DCT part of nephron and prevents diuresis ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಡೈಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ಯೂರಿನೇಷನ್ ಆಗಬಾರ್ದಂಗೆ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತದ. ಅಕಸ್ಮಾತ್ ADH ಸಿಕ್ರೇಷನ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಂದ್ರೆ ಡಯಾಬಿಟೀಸ್ ಇನ್ಸಿಪಿಡಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋಂಥ ಡಿಸೀಸ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಇನ್ಸುಲಿನ್ ತಯಾರಾಗಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಸಾರಿ ಎಸ್ ಡಯಾಬಿಟೀಸ್ ಮೆಲಿಟಸ್ ಆಗೋದು ಇನ್ಸುಲಿನ್ನಿಂದ, ಇನ್ಸುಲಿನ್ ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ ಆಫ್ ಇನ್ಸುಲಿನ್ದಿಂದ, ಡಯಾಬಿಟೀಸ್ ಇನ್ಸಿಪಿಡಸ್ ಆಗೋದು ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ ಆಫ್ ADHದಿಂದ. ಓಕೆ, that's why ADH anti-diuretic, it prevents diuresis. Diuresis ಅಂದ್ರೆ dilute urination ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. Okay, so the correct option for this is ICSH. Next one, 72. Decreased level of estrogen is common cause of, decreased level of estrogen is a common cause of estrogen lack of estrogen leads to a disease in the females known as osteoporosis, which is a thinning of the bone mass. Now as you know, myasthenia gravis, it is a problem of the neuromuscular transmission, okay, where there is no proper coordination, that's why it leads to myasthenia gravis disease. Then tetany, it is due to low calcium level, low calcium level leads to tetany, which leads to muscle cramps. There will be twitching up of the hands automatically, unknowingly also. It is low calcium level causes tetany disease. Then gout, due to increased secretion of uric acid crystals, which is the metabolic product of purines, it leads to uric acid, formation of the uric acid, and leads to gouty disease. Gout means severe arthritis, severe joint pain anta karitivi. Okay, so the correct answer for this question is osteoporosis. Next one, hyposecretion of growth hormone causes. As we know, hyposecretion antandre less secretion of growth hormone, it causes a dwarfism. Okay, it is also said to be pituitary dwarfism also in the children's. Okay, then hypersecretion of GH leads to gigantism, okay, where the person will be very tall. Myxedema, it is due to hypothyroidism. Then acromegaly in the adults, hypersecretion leads to acromegaly, enlargement of the tip parts. Cretinism, so it causes in the children's due to lack of iodine, thyroxine hormones, where it leads to impairment of the physical as well as mental development. IQ will be very low. Okay, so the correct answer is dwarfism. Next one, 76. Insulin is a, so as we know, insulin is a hormone that is responsible for decreasing the blood sugar level, that's why it is called as a hypoglycemic hormone. Insulin will decrease the blood glucose and glucagon will increase the blood glucose level. Okay, so it is a hypoglycemic hormone. Then hyperglycemic hormone is glucagon, you can note it also. Then a glyconeogenic hormone, especially there are certain cortisols where they will form glucose from other than the carbohydrate substances. Then lipogenic hormone, it is nothing but a high carbohydrate diet. Okay, mainly there are certain local hormones like leptin, which is a type of a growth hormone, which is also said to be lipogenic hormone. High carbohydrate diet leads to formation of lipids. Okay, so the answer is option A. Who is known as father of endocrinology? So the father of endocrinology is Thomas Edison, who discovered Edison's disease also. Okay. R.H. Whitaker, we know he has given 5 kingdom classification. Pasteur, so Pasteur effect. Enthoven, William Enthoven, he has discovered ECG, electrocardiograph. Next, question 80. There is a diagram of a cockroach on the ventral side. You need to identify A, B, C and D. So these are the labelings. A, it is a sternum, as we can easily see. C represents the 10th part. A should be 8th one. A is a 8th sternum. B is a anal sulcus. Then C 10th tergum. D anal styles. As we know, anal styles are present in male cockroaches while they are absent in the female cockroaches. Okay, so based on the presence or absence of the anal styles, we can easily identify male as well as female cockroaches. So option is A. Next, 85, fat storing organoid. So which amongst the following cells stores the fat? Now here fat is mainly stored by spirosomes, elaioplast, amyloplast, both A and B. So fat storing cells, they are called as elaioplast. Okay. Then spirosomes are nothing but they are the structures that helps in storage and synthesis of the lipids. Elaioplast, mainly they store the fat. Amyloplast, they store carbohydrates, and there are other type of cell called as aleuroplast that helps in storage of the protein. Okay. So this is regarding the question part of your assignment, and go through the rest of the questions and try to get the answer. Thank you.